One. So before we start talking about this actual area, I'm going to mention some things that we unfortunately don't get to see because of renovations happening. Which is our ladies' parlor. So our ladies' parlor is right behind the double doors there connected to our women's bathroom. That in there is where we hold a lot of historical artifacts. It was our first library on campus. We have a couple different pieces of furniture that were original to the hotel. In there, he also has his art collection specifically kept in there. Bradley was an art collector. So that's what we have as his is in there. My favorite collection of which is his cocaine Shakespeare Wesses. They're set of 8 Shakespeare Wesses, kept in sets of 4. 4 in our president's wing, 4 in our ladies' parlor. Now they're typically kept together. They used to be kept together. However, when this was still a hotel, Henry Clapper had them on display, and they got stolen. The FBI was able to return them to us, and they just suggested that they were much more valuable together, so we should keep them apart. So now we keep them in sets of 4. He also has 2 portraits in there. Now those portraits were a type of wedding gift to his 3rd wife, Mary Lily Keenan. You have one portrait of Henry Flagler matching her portrait on the other side, facing each other. Now the joke goes with these portraits so far. Flagler took some of his rituals and gave them to her. He made her look a lot older than she was in that portrait, as he was making himself look a little bit younger. But they did stay for about 13 years there. And here you also just see different pictures and stuff. And we actually do have a little bit of the stuff that you typically would see in there. And that's what our section over there is. So you have, like, you see that dress there? That's our authentic Gilded Age clothing. That is what you would expect the guests to wear. Then you also have a little section just about this time when this was used in World War II. So this building was functioning from 1888 to 1966. However, during World War II and the 40s, there's a couple short years where it closed down to become one of our first post-war training camps. And that actually contributed to its closing as well as to open again with a lot less business than before. And that's why it eventually became a school. Now, the last thing to talk about with that building is going to be another contribution from Thomas Edison and Tiffany Louis Humphrey Tiffany. Now, Louis Humphrey Tiffany, the man that there were windows in our dining hall, also gave us 11 Austrian crystal chandeliers, all which are kept in there. They are priceless, have not been touched, and there's only 11 at a time, which all 11 do belong to college. Then you have Thomas Edison, who made us 2 Thomas Edison clocks on campus. You have the clock in there, which is encased in the largest piece of unbroken white on it, and that is not in working order. It's ready 2 times a day, and we're not able to fix it because if we were to fix it, you would have to break through that right on it. However, what you do get to see luckily is our second Thomas Edison clock, which is our largest It's our clock encasing the largest piece of black onyx on the Western Hemisphere, and it's worked right in our security office there, and that is still in working order. So you have time to go take a picture of that if you'd like. But right now, we're going to keep talking and talk about this area. So that's our security office where the clock is. We have the next pop quiz of this section. What's the first thing you do when you arrive at the hotel?
Check in.
And not a trick question. So that our security office for the coffee side is our original check-in desk. Now, most people that are coming here were very wealthy who lived up north. So they typically took the railroads. Now, the railroad stopped in the Florida East Coast Railroad System, which is now known as the FEC Flagler College Doors. So that's about a 10-minute walk from right here. And when Henry Flagler didn't make them walk it, they gave him a complimentary horse and carriage. So they would pick them up from the train station, they would go down into what's our breezeway, and then they would come up that way. Our gentlemen would go straight to check-in. However, while our gentlemen check-in, unfortunately, our woman not allowed to see the transaction without large amount of money. It was said that if a woman was seen, she would get sick or or maybe even faint. So she went straight to the ladies' parlor. Now, there was no actual cases where that was observed where she fainted or got sick. However, they were better safe than sorry. So she went straight to the ladies' parlor. But this was the first of the inside of the ladies were seen. So it had to be extravagant. We're going to start with this section in there, and we're going to start from the very tippy top to that small circle. That small circle is the first glimpse of Tiffany stained glass you're going to see. So just that one little small circle. Now, with this section, we're also going to talk about a common flag we call saint. If it looks like gold, if it tastes like gold, if it feels like gold, if it smells like gold, blah, 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 it is gold. So we have a lot of gold in this area here. So, you have that top up there that is all gold. Most of it is going to be kind of gold plating or in gold leaf, but we do have a couple like solid gold things just throughout the building. But that's what that area is. You can see your chair heads, which are going to be plasters or holding up seashells, and that's just again for our themes. Now the artwork here was done by George Maynard. George Maynard had the building was built in 18 months, but before you can do any painting, you have to have what? Walls. So he only had 11 months to do it. So that is, he had 11 months and about 3 to 4 apprentices working with him. And at the end, Henry Flagler said, "You can't sign your work."
That's incredible, huh?
Henry Flagler wanted to sign. Henry Flagler didn't want anyone to sign their work because they were contributing.
Wait, was he a narcissist or what?
Maynard didn't agree. So Maynard picked out this lady right here. Now this lady we talked about a little bit more, but her name is Lady Discovery. On her neckline, she has Maynard, a seat, 1888 to 87, 1887 to 88. Maynard made this in 1887, 1888. Henry Flagler never discovered that signature on Lady Discovery. We in fact didn't find it until about the 90s during some restoration work. But this whole section here is going to be Maynard's exploration series. He's telling the story of Ponce de Leon. I was very much broader since he's telling the story of different explorers during this day and age. So you have 4 sitting ladies and 4 standing ladies. Those 4 sitting ladies are going to represent your 4 main steps of this exploration. But your 4 standing ladies are the 4 challenges. We are going to start with our sitting lady. We're going to start with our lady in green right there. This is your first step, Lady Adventure. After you go on an adventure, you discover land, hopefully, and that's where Lady Discovery comes in hand. And she's holding a globe in her hand to represent that. After they discovered this land, what did they typically do? They conquered it. And that's where Lady with the sword drawn, ready to fight, Lady Conquest. So you ventured out, you discovered, you conquered. The last step is to establish their colony, or it's their own civilization. Some of the Pokemon in her hands are Lady White, that is going to be a civilization. And those are those 4 steps of the conquistadors and different explorers during this day and age. Then you have your 4 main challenges. Those challenges are going to come in the form of the 4 main elements. So we start with our Lady in White right here, between Adventure and Discover. That's Lady Air. After Lady Air, we go to, with the torch in her hand, Lady Fire. Then we have our lady with 2 pegasus on either side of her, and balloon bows, Lady Water. And lastly, we have with the cookie in her hand, Lady Earth. And that was his exploration series, Maynard's. Then you come a little bit lower, and you see these areas with different coats of armors with wings on them, and there's names above them. Some names you recognize, like Barcelona. So we have a total of 50 coats of armor throughout the building, about 30 more so in our dining hall. These are going to represent the 50 different provinces of Spain. So you have the coats of armor that represent them, your name above it. Then you have names of different explorers, like Ferdinand Soto, or Ponce de Leon, of course, our namesake. Most of these names are going to be Spanish, because we are at Spanish influence. However, there's one name that doesn't fit. Jean Rivelle. Jean Rivelle is not a Spanish name. It's a French name. That was not part of the Menendez. However, Pedro Menendez, if you know anything about St. Augustine history, did not have a great relationship with the French. His father had a great relationship with the French's money. He had a lot of French guests that came. So he came, and then we put Menendez up there, and in case he would offend his French guests. So we put up John Bell, K.O. for French Lord. You only see Menendez's name once you are here